Hey guys, welcome back to The Way to Survive. In today's episode, we will be talking about how exactly you can survive falling without a parachute. Sounds crazy? Right. Well, buckle up your seatbelts. You're about to be mind blown. Jumping off a plane has its fair share of excitement. We're sure almost all of you have dreamt of doing it, or it's possibly at the top of your bucket list, but never ticked it off because you secretly are too scared to do it. Now, how about jumping off a plane, but without a parachute, to safeguard your landing? Do you think you would be able to defy all the laws of physics and land back on the ground with your life intact? Keep watching to find out. To start off, we would like to let you know that the odds of you surviving a 6-mile plummet are extraordinarily slim. But say you free fall out of the flight at 12,000 feet with absolutely no protection or means of slowing down your descent, and your arms and legs are extended. Then you have absolutely no less than 60 seconds before you hit the ground. In this case, you would be falling at a speed of 125 miles per hour. We recommend you look for a body of water, because if you dive into the water, the chances of you surviving are much higher, and of course there are conditions to that as well. You'll survive the fall into water only if the water is deep enough, and that won't be a pleasant fall either, but you just might survive. That's one way to survive the fall. Another is to become a wreckage rider, a term coined by Massachusetts-based amateur historian Jim Hamilton. He developed an online database called the Free Fall Research Page, and it has nearly every imaginable human plummet. In 1972, VESNA VULOVIC, a Serbian flight attendant, was traveling in a DC-9 over Czechoslovakia, and because of certain malfunctions, it blew up. She fell from about 33,000 feet, wedged between a seat, a section of aircraft, a catering trolley, and the body of another crew member. She slid down a snowy incline before she came to a stop. And you won't believe it, she survived, with severe injuries but alive. But yes, of course, surviving a death fall like that surrounded by a semi-protective cocoon of debris is more common than surviving a pure free fall. But that isn't impossible either. Let's introduce you to the concept of terminal velocity. As you are free falling, gravity is pulling you towards the earth, and like any moving object, you will create more drag as your speed towards the ground increases. Right when the downward force equals upward resistance, acceleration stops and you max out. Reaching this point also depends on your size and weight, as well as factors such as air density. Your speed at this moment will be about 120 miles an hour, and after a brief bit of falling around 1,500 feet above the ground, you'll slow down. At this point in time, you would have descended into a breathable air, probably coming back to your senses as you regain consciousness. You'll have enough time to look around for a second before remembering that you're mid-air. But don't take too long, you've only got 2 minutes before impact. Yep, the time is now. This is when you should gather all the courage you've built up for all these years. Take up a deep breath and decide to live. It's time to take an aim. Try to find grass, haystacks, bushes, as they have proven to be very effective cushions to keep free fallers alive. Trees aren't too bad either. Although you would hurt a bit more than bushes or grass, we also have the option of piles of snow. It'll be cold, but it does the job of cushioning the fall. If you can find swamps with their mucky plant-covered surface, then head right into it. It's the absolute best choice. These so far are the best options we have for you free fallers. However, it is very important that you have a strong determination and mindfulness to do this. Within those 2 minutes, you have quite a lot to consider other than just to find a landing. You need to consider your body position. When you're almost there, you need to spread your arms and legs, push your chest outwards to the ground, arch your back and tilt your head upward. Basically enact a skydiver, like the ones you see in the movies and commercials. It helps you create friction, thus slowing down your descent as much as possible. But don't relax just yet, we've got a long way to go. The question of how you want to achieve ground contact remains entirely subjective. It's unfortunate, but we as mortals have not had the opportunity to test out successful freefall poses. We can't really be putting lives on the line for this, now can we? But you wouldn't be surprised that there actually was research done on this. In 1942, a study in the journal War Medicine noticed distribution and compensation of pressure play a large part in the defeat of injury. They recommended a wide body impact to reduce damage, but contradicting a 1963 report by a federal aviation agency, stated that mimicking a skydiver's landing stance is your best shot at increasing the rate of survival. This study also noted training in aerobatics, wrestling, and martial arts to be extremely useful for hard surface landings. And that does make sense, doesn't it? Someone trained in martial arts, a black belt expert, would be able to crack solid wood with a single blow. They could definitely transfer this skill into a real-life scenario where they crash-landed into a hard surface. By now, we're not too sure if we've motivated you to try all of these out or if we've scared you out of your wits. But hold on tight a while longer. There's more to this. Japanese parachutist YASUHIRO KUBO holds the world record in activities banzai category. If you haven't heard about it, it's when the skydiver tosses his chute from the plane and then jumps following it. They wait as long as possible to retrieve it, puts it on, and then pulls the ripcord, all the while mid-air. KUBO in 2000 started from 9,842 feet and fell for 50 seconds before recovering his gear. Sounds crazy, right? There are people who perform such extreme activities and make it out alive, so we hope that gives you some hope. Just like any other sport, hard work and practice will definitely contribute towards making your performance better. So we suggest you safely practice your technique at one of the wind tunnel simulators, which you will find at almost any theme park in your city. But definitely do this under professional guidance and wear protective gear to protect yourself from any injuries. But we are sorry to tell you, and this might be scary to hear, so prepare yourself, but no amount of practice is going to prepare you for the toughest part, the landing. The landing is going to depend entirely on where the fall takes you. You could prepare yourself mentally, imagine everything that could possibly happen. You could maybe even create a spongy ground for you to jump into and practice, at home or in the theme park. But again, absolutely nothing will prepare you for the reality of it. What we're about to say might sound like stating the obvious, but it's important to keep in mind that you should definitely not land on your head. A 1977 study of impact tolerance through free fall investigations found that major cause of death falls in cranial contact. That is your chance of surviving a bad fall, which increases if you do not land on your head. So if you have no choice to land on your head, then say goodbye to your good looks and land on your face, instead of the back or top of your face. So yes, we have given you the best of all the information available. We hope we have instilled some hope in you and made you believe that surviving a fall without a parachute is possible. Unlike popular belief, quite a lot of people have survived a fall. Most of them were accidents or because of crash landings. They survived, but they were quite literally on the verge of death with severe injuries. So yes, please do not try this at home. Please seek professional help and do it under their guidance only. You've got only one life, folks. And while that could be the driving force behind doing a lot of exciting but stupid things in life, it definitely should not be the cause of your death. We wish you all the best if you are going to try free falling without a parachute. And for those of you who came here to know if it's possible to survive a fall without a parachute, we hope we've answered your questions. That brings us to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Before you leave, a kind reminder to like and subscribe to our channel. Do let us know in the comments below what you thought was the craziest fact we gave you. And you must definitely let us know if any of you have already tried a fall without a parachute and survived. We're sure our viewers would like to know that as well. See you in the next one.